Based on all the things that Schefter said on ESPN yesterday, what do you think the 49ers ultimately will get for Jimmy Garoppolo? Or will they get anything?
I'm going to stick to my guns. When I wrote that article, what I said was is most likely to happen, in my opinion, is he's going to be released.
Okay.
And I'm going to stick with that. I don't see them being traded. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm going to stick with my guns and say that he's going to be released because of all the reasons that we talked about. I don't see the point, if I'm a GM, of trading for Jimmy Garoppolo for 1 year at that pay rate. And I don't see him being a future.
Especially this late in the process, man. Now?
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So I think what's going to happen is Jimmy's going to be released by the 49ers when they realize they're not going to be able to trade him for anything. And he's going to sign somewhere as a backup quarterback at a much lower rate than what he's getting now. Now, I could be wrong. GMs are kind of buddy-buddy. It's kind of a man's club. And there could be just like some kind of trade where maybe the Niners are helping compensate the pay for next year, and to where another team's like, here's a 6-rounder to make you not look so bad.
Right.
But essentially, that's a release.
Let me help you save face. Because my question here, I guess my follow-up is, because I agree with you. I mean, they're probably going to have to release him. I just don't see this magical trade coming through unless Cleveland makes a terrible decision. How do the 49ers save face? Because that's a big part of running a team in the NFL is your PR spin, making it look like everything went according to plan and you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off. They've said they're not going to cut him. They've said that that they wouldn't be opposed to bring him into camp, that they would only trade him and he's worth all. How do they switch it up and cut him and explain that? Because I'm sure there's a way. But what do they say? What would you say?
Well, I don't think there's anything you can say. I think what they need to hope for is that Trey Lance balls out. And that's what's going to take the pressure of this. Now, if they don't get anything for Jimmy and then Trey Lance ends up not being who we all think he could be, that's when they're going to be in a lot of trouble. But if Trey Lance comes out and performs, all the talk will go away. And I think that's what's going to need to happen. If they don't get a nice trade for Jimmy, there's going to be a lot of shit talking. There's going to be a lot of crap being talked about. And I think the only one that's going to be able to bail them out is the kid, Trey Lance.
Here's what I think they can say. I don't know if it'll work, but they could be like, look, yeah. I mean, they can't say it publicly, but they're floating this out to Schefter like, we could have had a second or more. But Jimmy ruined everything with this. They can just essentially blame Jimmy and be like, look, there was a market for him. He tanked it. We waited. We let him get healthy. We tried again. But teams just weren't interested in late July. They were interested in March. They weren't interested in late July. We tried. It's his fault. And frankly, when he was gone rehabbing this very minor injury, Trey Lance took over the team, became the leader, really thrived with Jimmy not being here. And we felt, you know what? No reason to keep Jimmy around. So out of respect to Jimmy and as a vote of confidence to Trey Lance, we think this is the best move going forward, even though we've said in the past we didn't want to do it. Things change. I think that's what they got to say.
Yeah, I think that's what you're actually right. So I think that's what they're going to try to say.
Yeah,
I think that would work for a lot of people.
I'll take it.
It won't work for me.
Nah, because it's like you should have done this in March, cut him in March, use the cap space then.
Right. It'll work for some people, and that's probably the angle they'll take, but it won't convince people like myself. I think the only thing that's going to convince me, or at least get me past the mistake they made with Jimmy, is if Trey comes out and balls like everyone thinks he can.
I think he can. I know a lot of Niner fans think that this team is serious, can be elite, can win a Super Bowl. I just have a tough time seeing this team go all the way after such a tepid, modest offseason when countless other teams went all in. Like teams that had the same record or better than the Niners, Philly, Las Vegas. They're like, this is our time. The Niners are like, it could be, couldn't be. Let's not overreact. We're good. I mean, they could definitely be excellent, but are they going to go all the way when they didn't use $27 million they could have used on other things, multiple positions? I mean, maybe. Funny things happen. Injuries determine a lot, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think Trey Lance, in my opinion, and the guy's under a lot of pressure. But I think actually the Trey Lance can play better, be better, more exciting, more fun to watch, and the 49ers not go as far as they did last year. There were a lot of other circumstances, things that just had to fall into place in order for them to go to the NFC West last year.
Mhm.
And it's going to be hard to back that up. I don't know if they can do it again, even if Trey Lance plays amazing. Excuse me, getting over COVID.
Oh yeah. See, I'm telling you, I got it in Dallas when I went to cover that. Dude, Dallas was gnarly. I got it, and I had that cough for weeks. It was
I'm not contagious anymore, but it is harsh.
Good, because we're on screen together, and I was nervous.